Good evening, 8th grade parents. We are excited to have you and to get some information to you about course registration for your incoming freshmen. I'm Laura Keither. I'm one of the high school counselors here, and I'll be working us through this presentation. We do have some housekeeping things to take care of in the beginning, and then the back half of the presentation will be each department head presenting on their specific department and subject area. If you're wondering who the counselors and the staff are at the high school within the counseling office, I'm Laura Keither. I have students last name A through G and T. Stacy Chevermont has students last name H through O. Allie Thompson has students last name P through Z except for T. And Erin Fisher is our part-time counselor and our school to career coordinator. If you would like to get in contact with us, please feel free to call our administrative assistant, Jennifer Van Asten. Our registrar is Julie Patry. We have a full-time school psychologist, Alina Bennett, and our E3 therapists at the high school are Katie Skiba and Amanda Goldenzoff. The number for the high school is 779-7934 to call the counseling office directly. If you would like to send us an email, our email addresses for the counselors are listed behind our name here. A pretty phenomenal resource and something that we're really proud to have within our district is our E3 program. And that might be something that you're familiar with from elementary or middle school with some of your younger children. It's been active within our district now for many years. But our E3 program is a way that we're providing mental health support and education to our students, parents, and our teachers. Specifically related to students, it's providing mental health therapy for students within our building through Catalpa Health. Each one of our buildings is considered a branch of Catalpa Health, and students can meet with their mental health providers through the E3 and Catalpa Health programs within our building. We also are doing screening of students within their classrooms. That is an optional screener for students to take to identify any mental health concerns and making sure we don't have students fall within the cracks. And then we're also providing training through NAMI for our students and our teachers to make sure that they're aware of mental health disorders and how to provide support to students, to their peers, and be more supportive classroom. If you'd like more information, there's a lot of information on our E3 program on our district website. We encourage all of our students to get involved in some sort of club or activity while in high school. There's several reasons that we want them to do this. The first is that we want them to feel connected, to find kids who have similar interests and hobbies as them. And we have a whole listing of clubs and activities that they can get involved in on the high school website. Those are both athletics and clubs. So I think that there's something for everybody, and really important that, again, everybody gets involved in something. The other reason we want kids to get involved other than feeling connected is because it's really good for them to have something on their resume for college applications, for employers, for the military, whatever their pathway is and whatever they decide to do after high school, making sure that that's a really good resume builder and showing that they have time management skills, that they're able to keep their grades up and be involved, and also give back, work as a team, and come together. If you're wondering what that first day of school is going to look like for your freshmen, we have some really great supports put in place to make sure that that's a fun, successful day for them to help transition from middle school to high school. The first day of school is just for freshmen and our upperclassmen who are link leaders. So there aren't any other students in the building. So that helps because oftentimes the halls maybe are feeling a little busy or overwhelming to kids. And this gives kids the opportunity to be in the building, find their classes, and make sure that they know everything they need to know before adding the rest of the student body in. For freshman orientation, your student is going to be put into a small group with 2 link leaders, so upperclassmen who are really great role models within our building. And just a heads up, those link leaders are going to try calling your freshmen at some point during the summer after we have training with them. And that number is going to be going to whoever's listed in primary and skyward. So just know that there will be a student calling you throughout the summer, getting connected with your freshmen and telling them that they're really excited for them to start their freshman year. In addition to that first day, we're going to make sure that we have the link leaders eating lunch with your freshmen in a group. They're going to take them on a tour of the building. They're going to run through a shortened schedule so that they can get to their classes, meet their teacher. And if they have a hard time finding those classes, our link leaders will be in the hall to make sure that they make it to the class. It's going to be a fun day for them. There's no curriculum or anything serious involved in the day. It's really just getting them in the building, getting them acclimated, and making them feel connected and welcome. If you want to connect with any of the Link Crew coordinators, if you have any questions or any concerns, Kevin McElrath, myself, Matt Stormer, and Katie Peretti are the coordinators for Link Crew and in charge of freshman orientation.
Hi, this is Tara Vancaster. I am the Youth Service Learning Coordinator here at Hornville High School. Students do need 36 youth service learning or volunteer hours in order to graduate. These hours should be something outside in the community. So, for example, volunteering at a food pantry, things that are outside normal family commitments. So helping remodel a family's home would probably not be acceptable for that. You should probably do that with your family anyway. These youth service learning hours are to help students develop employability skills and interpersonal communication skills outside of their normal family commitments and different environments, just like in the workforce. When they do volunteer, they will need to get the supervisor's name and email address at that particular volunteer opportunity. This would be someone besides family members or other Hornville High School students. The reason being is with that email address and the name, they will put their hours into a website and it will automatically send the supervisor an email for them to approve the hours. The hours do need to be approved by the supervisor at that particular facility. You'll get more information on username, password, and that website when you get closer to your 8th grade graduation. However, you can also start those youth service learning hours as soon as you graduate from 8th grade. So in June of this year, you'll be able to start logging those hours, volunteering. Anything after that graduation counts towards your 36 youth service learning hours. Additionally, there are some requirements in your high school career for your youth service learning hours. So if you want to be in Commons your freshman year, you will need at least 9 youth service learning hours approved prior to second semester. And later on in your high school career, if you want to participate in youth apprenticeship, work release, or even receive a merit card, those also will have a certain number of youth service learning hours that you need to complete. You can take a look at your student handbook for the breakdown of those hours and what you need for each grade level. If you do have any questions about youth service learning hours or what counts, just email me at taravancaster@hasd.org.
This year we made a change to roll into block scheduling, and we're having A and B days this year. We realized that that was working pretty well, and teachers and students alike were really enjoying that program and the way that we had the schedule set up. So we decided that we'll be sticking again with block scheduling next year. Students will still have 8 courses each semester, the opportunity for those 8 courses, but we're going to be running A-B days. So A days are going to be odd numbered hours on the student schedule, and B days are going to be even numbered numbers on their schedule. So A days will be 1, 3, 5, and 7, and B days will be class periods 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those classes will be approximately 85 minutes per day. Every day we also have extended learning time, or ELT, so about a 25-minute period every day where students have the opportunity to get pulled to a teacher that maybe they're struggling in the class or they need additional support. Otherwise, that is quiet study time for them if they're not requested anywhere else. We're also looking at adjusting the hours that we start and our release time. So we're looking at starting a little bit earlier than we are this year and also getting out a little bit earlier than we are this year. That time is not yet decided, and as soon as we find out, we will make sure we post that. Incoming freshmen will be using the Laude system to determine their graduation recognition. We will be using the cum laude and magna cum laude system for determining the valedictorian. This is determined based on a formula of their cumulative GPA their senior year multiplied by the number of Laude points they have. This is honoring students who are taking courses that are more rigorous and following through with career pathways. There's a complete listing of all the courses that are Laude courses within our course offering guide. Please keep in mind that this would be a great opportunity for freshmen right away to start taking some of those Laude courses. High school counselors met with HMS and GMS students virtually on the dates listed below. We're asking that students get their worksheets back to their buildings by January 19th. New this year is that we're not asking students to put their courses in Skyward. Historically, we were able to make it back to the middle schools and work with those students one-on-one to put their courses in Skyward, and that's not going to happen this year, unfortunately. So the cool thing is that we are getting those worksheets. Those sheets are going to be sent home to you. You're going to have a conversation with your 8th grader about their courses. Please sign off on that form to let us know that you had that discussion with them, and then get that form back to the middle school. Students who are in person are going to bring that back to their homeroom teacher. Students who are virtual, if they could drop that off in the main office of their middle school building or email it back to their middle school counselor in order to get that back up to us by the 19th. So again, new this year, just work on that registration form, nothing that you have to do in Skyward.
This slide provides an overview of both the Social Studies department and the English department. These are core classes that are required to be taken each and every year you are at Hortonville High School. As you can see, there are options, however. Starting like your freshman year, you can choose either to take the regular Global Studies and Civics class or the integrated Global Studies and Civics class, where it is combined with your English class. And there are options with that as well, whether you want to take your English 9 regular, English 9 honors, or again, English 9 honors or regular that is integrated with social studies. We'll go into more details about what that's like on the next few slides, but just to preview then the later options. Your sophomore year, you can choose to take just regular world history or go for the AP advanced placement option, which has a possibility of college credit depending on whether you can excel in the test that's at the end of the year. For sophomores in English, you can choose whether to take English 10 or the honors option as well there. For junior year, social studies, it's US history with the option of AP. And for junior year for English, it is going to be either English 11 or AP language or the CAP English 101 option. For seniors, you get lots of options in social studies with cultural geography offered in A and B sections for both semesters, sociology, same thing with 1 and 2, psychology with 1 and 2, and AP psychology as well. AP government, either American or comparative, is an option that is given, and social problems in both semesters as well. For seniors in English, you could choose the senior English itself class, the written communications, which is articulated through FVTC, CAP communication, 111, which is like a speech class, AP literature, or CAP English 101. So lots of options to consider for the future, but we're going to dive specifically into the option for freshmen with the next slides.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Acker, the English Department Chair, and want to cover with you today just a little bit about the difference between 9 or 9 honors for your freshman students. So English 9 offers an overview of a variety of different types of literature, poetry, short stories, plays, longer works, and so on. There is a strong emphasis on writing throughout a student's high school career, and English 9 especially focuses on both paragraph and essay writing as well as research writing. And then also in English 9 there are ample opportunities for students to improve their class participation and their presentation skills. English 9 Honors does cover the same basic skills as English 9, and the teachers work together to ensure students are getting all of the skills they need. However, the writing and the reading are chosen to accommodate the more advanced student skill levels. So students will be pushed a little bit to write in a more advanced way and to read works that can be a little bit more challenging at times. The goal is to prepare students for future AP and or CAP writing options when they get into their junior and senior years for English, and also to prepare students for classes that they may take after high school, whether that be going to technical school and college, so they're ready for the rigor that's involved in those areas. So both classes, 9 and 9 honors, will increase students' abilities in both reading and writing skills, with the honors level students being challenged a little bit more and on a more of a preparatory track for post-secondary education. The other option then is the integrated or English 9 honors integrated, which again will cover the same skills as both of the 9 classes just mentioned, but adds the integration with the social studies.
So to provide a little bit more detail about what this option is for freshman year, students again can sign up for an integrated class that combines their English and social studies classes together, but does still account for 2 sections of their class day. So it will account for social studies and English credits, but it allows them to enter into a community of learners that stays the same all year long. So other classes would be shuffled around at semester. Their second hour English class might become their 7th hour. They might change teachers. It'll be a different class composition with other classmates, versus our classes for integrated do stay the same the entire year. So if it's the first and second hour block, you stay in the first and second hour block, and you really get to know your teachers and your classmates and can kind of accelerate in that way. It does allow for the integration of the 2 curriculums. So there's increased relevance to reading and writing because you are directly applying those skills to your social studies content. And then students usually realize that that crosses over then into their other classrooms in the building, whether it's science class or it's their tech ed class. They'll see those connections too of those essential skills that English is really bringing forward for them. We do also have the opportunity though to do more project focused and really focusing on those soft skills of learning how to learn and achieving those additional skills while also covering our content, which is really helpful in this classroom and for our freshmen to take them throughout their entire high school career. We also have a blended classroom where we are one-to-one in terms of our computer use. We have a laptop cart that faces out of our room, but also desktop computers if students should choose to use those instead. And we use OneNote integrated into Canvas, really creating a seamless kind of blend of their online learning with their in-class learning and being able to utilize those resources in multiple areas. So to explain how integration works in the classroom, normally the English class and social studies class would teach in isolation reading and argumentation skills, and then they would each in those separate classrooms be assigning an assignment to practice those skills and apply them to their readings and to their activities. But in our case, it allows us to just do that all together and allow the students to be assessed by both their English and social studies teacher in these topic areas at the same time. So the English teacher will review close reading and annotation skills and then dive into argumentation and how we're going to practice claim evidence reasoning again. And then I would present maybe some background information about either Jared Diamond's guns, germs, and steel theory, or about a landmark Supreme Court case and introduce an article about how rights have changed since that landmark court case. And after that introduction, then the students would use the skills that they've learned from their English teacher about close reading and argumentation, and they would apply those to those articles and then present the information in a pop-up debate or a pinwheel discussion. And we would be able to both assess them for those topics, for those skills, for that content all at once. So they're not doing those things in isolation in 2 different classrooms, but seeing how it all comes together in our room. The goal of the slide is to give you an opportunity to reflect on the benefits of the integrated class and see if this is an environment that your child would be really successful in. The first thing to review is the element of having blocked class hours. In a conventional 8-period day, we do still block our classes, like for example, first and second hour, so that the students are with us for those 85 minutes. In the AB style block that we've been doing this school year, it allows for us to see the students on both days, because if it's an odd day or an even day, they're still starting with us, for example, first and second hour. So that element for a freshman of having that community of learners and the same teacher that you're seeing every day, that consistency in your learning experience, can be a huge benefit for some students. But as you can see, the successful student would need to be pretty motivated to learn and enjoy directing his or her own learning, because we do have a lot of more opportunities for free work time and directing their own use of time in class because of those blocks. And seeing us every day, and that consistency can be a huge benefit for some students, and others like things changed up a little bit. The second topic, of course, is the integration of our subject areas, which is great with skills, but then students do need to enjoy working in small and large groups whenever possible. Normally we play with a lot of pod work, collaborative learning, and we look forward to getting back to that in a normal environment. And of course, the blended learning element that was discussed earlier. We do have the direct instruction in class, but then also those opportunities to use resources that are provided in Canvas, and really getting the opportunity to use those tools in the classroom, but then also having access to them outside of the classroom is really helpful. So if the integrated class sounds like a really good option for your child, please determine whether the English 9 standard class or the English 9 honors section would be the one you're interested in, and then make sure to choose that with the correct codes for the process in Skyward. Ms. Dayton Toll and myself, Ann Bray,
Hi, my name is Kevin McElrath. I'm a math teacher here at Hortonville High School as well as the department chair, and I'm going to be talking about our options and placement process for incoming freshmen into the 2021 school year. At some point in every high schooler's career, they're going to have to take an algebra course, a geometry course, or an advanced algebra course. Those are the first three courses that everyone really has to take. How to know which one you're going to have to take right away? Well, if you're in 8th grade math, which the majority of students are in 8th grade math right now, you're going to come into high school and you're going to be placed into an algebra course. This placement happens automatically and everyone will be placed into that, into Skyward automatically. In addition to the algebra course, we also have an algebra extended course. This is offered to supplement the algebra class. Extended Algebra is an additional course that is designed to help students have a higher success rate in their high school math. The extended course has many outcomes. First, it focuses on pre-teaching some of the algebra material prior to algebra class, and it mastering some of the incoming skills necessary for algebra. Second, it offers extra review time and review material for the algebra course. And then third, and probably most importantly, it offers skills work that is designed to pick up the pieces that a student may have from prior classes. This is differentiated based on what the student needs and progress monitoring. Placement into extended algebra also happens automatically, and I will talk a little bit more about that placement process on the next slide. If your student is currently in algebra, then they'll be going into either geometry or honors geometry. This is also a placement process, and we will automatically pick your recommended for your most appropriate class of geometry or honors geometry, and that will also be in Skyward. I will also talk about that in the next slide. If you're currently in geometry or honors geometry, you are going to then go into honors advanced algebra. So that's only for people who are currently in 8th grade taking honors geometry. You will need to select honors advanced algebra for next year. This is not a placement process, and so you will have to manually select this. So to recap, in 8th grade, most people are going to be coming in and going into algebra with a possible placement into extended. Others who are currently in algebra are going to go into either geometry or honors geometry based on your placement, and those that are currently in honors geometry will be going into honors advanced algebra, which you will have to do. To talk a little bit more about that placement process, every year we look at data and make a recommendation as a math department on what math courses you should be placed into if you're going into the algebra courses or if you're going into the geometry courses. Those are the 2 years that we make recommendations for. The recommendations, I'm going to talk about algebra first. The recommendations are based off of 3 different criteria. One is a local placement test. The second is the STAR tests that are given 3 times a year. And the third is the student's current teacher's recommendation. If a student scores below the extended benchmark, which is a 40th percentile on the placement test, and as well as 40th percentile or below on the STAR test. So if they're below the benchmark on both of these criteria, in addition, their teacher recommended that they should be placed into extended, that is when we make an extended placement. Just a reminder, the student will also be placed into an algebra class like everyone else. The extended class is just meant to supplement that instruction and help them be more successful. As far as geometry, this would be if your student is currently in a algebra class, you will automatically be placed into a regular geometry class. There is also an extended geometry or an honors geometry criteria. So automatically geometry. If you are below the 40th percentile on the placement test and below the 40th percentile on the STAR test, and again, with your teacher recommendation, if you meet all 3 of those, you will be placed into geometry with extended geometry. Our honors program, you need to have above the 70th percentile for the placement test and above the 70th percentile for the STAR test, as well as your teacher's recommendation, and you can be placed into honors geometry. Okay, so we use 3 different data criteria to place students for their 2021 placement. Both, as a reminder, both the algebra, extended algebra, geometry, extended geometry, and honors geometry, all those courses, if you're going to be placed into them, that will happen automatically and they will show up in Skyward when you are making your course selections. If you're currently in honors geometry, you will need to make your own selection, which will be honors advanced algebra.
Hi, I'm Scott Resch. I am one of 9 members of the science department, and I'm going to just share a little bit about the science course offerings that freshmen can take next year. So as a freshman, you can take one of 2 courses, integrated science or honors biology. Integrated science is just our general science. It does fulfill our physical science requirement. So as we look at graduation in science, you need 3 credits. You need 1 physical science, 1 life science, and then 1 general elective at the minimum to graduate. And integrated science would fulfill the physical science portion of those requirements. Honors biology is also a class. It's a more rigorous class. However, how we approach students to take it is, if you are self-motivated, a self-starter, I think that most students can figure out the content, or isn't too difficult, but it has to be something where you're willing to do the work, without a lot of prompting. There will be prompting on teachers' parts, but just know that that's kind of an expectation of the course. The honors biology will fulfill the life science portion of the credit that you need for graduation. I also wanted to point out that if a student does take integrated science as a 9th grade class, it doesn't stop them from taking honors biology as a sophomore. So as a freshman, they take integrated science. Their sophomore year, they can now either choose between biology and honors biology. And so in some cases, students may not be ready as a freshman to take honors biology, but at the time they get to a sophomore, they are. So then I would recommend it at that time. So if the student is taking honors biology as a freshman, their sophomore year now opens up more possibilities. They can take chemistry, or honors chemistry is typically the pathway, but again, each student is different in what they can handle in terms of their workload. Other classes are physics or honors physics, human anatomy and physiology are some other possible classes that we offer at the high school. So this slide is projecting a little bit into the future, your junior and senior year, but it's just showing you the possible course offerings that we have here, and there are lots to choose from. Some of our AP courses include AP Biology, AP Chemistry, AP Physics. We have several other upper level classes like Honors Physics, Honors Chemistry, and Honors Biology. We have regular biology, we have physics, zoology, plant biology, earth science, aquatic ecology, meteorology, human anatomy, physiology, medical terminology, CNA, conservation, AP environmental science, organic chemistry. Then we do offer some independent science, but that's usually on a one-on-one basis with one of the teachers here. So the student has an interest, they'll approach the teacher, and then they'll talk to it at that time. But that's typically our junior and senior years. We do also offer, and I happen to teach them, the taxidermy classes here at the high school. We have a beginning level, which is taxidermy 1, and then we have an advanced level, tax 2. Now, I need to tell you that these are not science credits. They are just electives. But if a student has a strong possibility or an interest in there, they can take those course offerings either their junior or senior year. So this slide is kind of showing some possible pathways that a student can take throughout their career. So along the top are just some general categories or maybe possible pathways, and I'm going to go through those. The trades technical school recommendation pathway. So this is maybe someone that's going as to be a plumber or an electrician or just going to Fox Valley Tech in general. Maybe someone's going into the health career pathway or health career science from CNA, nursing, a vet program, a doctor program, things like that. Just in the science field in general. So you have a strong interest in biology or chemistry and you're going to go in a pathway that way. This is kind of some of the classes that you might want to take. Maybe you're going on to a 4-year school, but it has nothing to do with science. Again, just a general pathway of what possible classes you could take. And then lastly, these are for like our non-science or non-technical or non-college bound kids. You're just kind of leaving high school just to get the diploma and moving into the workforce. And those are some possible categories there. But I'll just pick one of them here, like the health science careers. We typically would start you off as an honors biology. And then from there it kind of shows some of our classes that we have. So take a moment to pause, read through those pathways just to get a feel for where your starting point is. You'll notice that your honors biology is your kind of your health career pathways or science career, and then the remainder one are more of an integrated approach. So just again, it's going to be specific for the individual student and kind of where they want to go with their future.
Students will take a health course in high school. It is a half a credit and it is a state requirement for graduation. So students will take their health course their sophomore year in high school. In your physical education courses, your freshman year, you have a few options. You can take Phy Ed 1, you can take Athletic Performance for just freshmen, or you can take Weight Training 1. It really depends what type of experience you want in your physical education and throughout your high school career. So if you're somebody that enjoys more of team sports, then you might gear towards Phy Ed 1. If you're somebody that maybe is in an extracurricular physical activity, such as football, basketball, or track, you might select Athletic Performance for just freshmen, so building up that performance. Or you could take Weight Training 1 if you're just into more of your own personal wellness and developing lifelong weight training techniques and knowledge. But you can see by the flow chart, we do have a progression. So Weight Training 1, 2, and 3, someone could take throughout their high school career and focus on their personal wellness. We have Athletic Performance for freshmen, but then as a sophomore, junior, and senior, you can take Athletic Performance that are separating males and females in either to a single or a double block. So that'd be 2 class periods. Or you could do Physical Education 1, Physical Education 2 your sophomore year, and then your junior and senior year you have active lifestyles or lifetime sports that you can participate in. Now, if you were in Weight Training 1 and Weight Training 2, but then your junior, senior year, you wanted to switch and do active lifestyles or lifetime sports, you can certainly do that. It's the same with Athletic Performance or Phy Ed 1. If you wanted to do Phy Ed 1 and then do Athletic Performance the following year, you can do that as well. Additionally, we do offer a CAP course through the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh in our active lifestyles, where you can get a college credit your junior, senior year by taking that course To break down your options a little bit more, your freshman year, you can take Phy-Ed 1, which is a half a credit. It's only 1 semester long. Weight Training 2 is the same. It's just a half a credit and a semester long. However, Athletic Performance is a full year, and you would get 1 full credit.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Yeager from the Business Department, and I am here to inform you of some of the course offerings that we have in the Business Department here at Hortonville High School. First of all, as a freshman, the freshmen are required to take either Office for the 21st Century or Computer Applications. The difference between the two courses is Office for the 21st Century is a little bit more of an advanced course. As you can see on the slide, you will get the opportunity to possibly be Microsoft certified in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and there is a computer science component to that course. Again, it goes a little more in depth and a little more detailed than computer applications, which is the other option that freshmen can take. It covers the Word basic stuff, and there is also a computer science component to that course as well. Freshmen also have the opportunity to take a few business electives if they choose. The courses that we offer in the business department start with Multimedia and Web Design. This is a semester course that covers the introduction to digital media. We will go over Adobe products, some HTML programming in web design, and some basic computer programming. Again, that's in Multimedia and Web Design. Intro to Business is a course for students that might be interested in business careers. We just cover basic business concepts to try to get students to see what they might be interested in. Keyboarding is a course that is designed for students that struggle with typing. Typing is a skill that they're going to need and throughout high school and in their life, and so if they are typing below 25 words per minute, we recommend that they try keyboarding. And finally, Microsoft Management is a very advanced Microsoft Office class that is available. This is in addition to computer applications or Office for the 21st Century. Intro to Computer Programming is also a course that freshmen can take. As you can see here, it's a basic computer programming class that will allow you to program some games and have some fun with that. There really has been a push from the state to try to encourage kids to get into programming and computer sciences. So if you think that your son or daughter has any interest in this, this is a great way to start and explore what programming is all about. In the next 3 slides, you'll see all of the courses that the business department offers throughout high school. We basically have 3 branches. We have our computer courses, we have our business courses, and we have our marketing courses that have a number of different offerings, including some classes that the students can take to get credit at Fox Valley Tech or other institutions. We also offer our DECA program, which is our marketing club, which competes and is always a good thing to put on those college applications and scholarship applications. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact guidance or any of the business teachers. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks.
In the Family Consumer Science department, there are 5 classes that a freshman can take. So the first one is called Fcs Quest. This class is an activity-based course that is an introduction to all of the other classes that we offer. So if you are a student that's not really sure what you want to do and you just want a little bit of everything, the projects in this class are based on health careers, culinary arts, you do a little bit of sewing, working with children, and then working with students with special needs. So this class is a great intro class for freshmen if you're really not sure what you want, or you really want just a little bit of everything throughout the class. You also talk about career possibilities, and then you also talk about other courses that you can take within the Family Consumer Science department. Intro to Culinary Arts is by far the most requested course for freshmen in our department. So in this class, students acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to be confident in the kitchen. They include things like safety and sanitation, knife skills, proper measuring techniques. We look at culinary terminology, we understand kitchen equipment, and then we do basic kitchen math like converting and equivalents. Students also will be in lab, and those labs, a lot of them are culinary competitions, so the class is gamified. So throughout the class, you are always trying to have the most amount of points and win the most amount of competitions. If you are able to take Intro to Culinary in the fall, you also have the opportunity to take Culinary Arts in the spring. So this class is also gamified. This class focuses on breakfast food, sandwiches, soups, eggs, herbs and spices, potatoes, grains, and pasta. And this class, the gamification is U.S. Regional cuisine, and your food trucks travel across the United States, understanding the different foods that are common in those regions. So these 2 classes are open to freshmen, but obviously you need to take the intro class before you can take culinary arts. But again, by far the most requested classes that we have in our department. So the last 2 classes that we have to offer freshmen are Child Development and Health Careers. Child Development is a dual credit course through Fox Valley Technical College that introduces students to the development of young children between the ages of 3 and 10. There are many child observations. We do go over to Hortonville Elementary School, and some of those observations are done on your own. And we also talk about careers, be it in education, so early childhood education, elementary education, but we also talk about careers related to children. So that might be something like child psychology or speech and language development. So the child development pathway itself has a lot of dual credit courses, and child development is a prerequisite to any of those other courses. So it is a good class to get and take during your freshman year. Health Careers exposes students to a variety of health-related careers based on the 5 health science pathways. So a lot of the class is bringing in speakers, learning about their careers and what they do, what does their day-to-day job look like, and then students are required to complete a 3-hour job shadow in a healthcare career that is of interest to them. So I just went over the courses that are open to freshmen, but we also like to show you the other courses that are available to you as you are a sophomore, junior, or a senior. So the Child Development, the Intro to Culinary Arts, and Health Careers are all prerequisites to other courses. So that is why it's really important to take those prerequisites early on in your high school career. So in the early childhood pathway, we have 3 additional courses: health science, or health, safety, nutrition, infant and toddler development, and foundations of early childhood education. Those 3 courses are also 3 credits each. They transfer to Fox Valley Technical College, as well as other technical college and some universities. So really important to take the child development first if you're interested in those other courses. The CAP Education 201 course is a CAP course through UW-Oshkosh. There is a fee to that course if you choose to take it for CAP credit. But again, if you're interested in working with children, that's a great capstone class during your senior year. In the Hospitality and Tourism pathway, we also have a Baking and Pastry Arts course, and then we also have a Culinary Catering class, which is more of mass quantity cooking. So those 2 classes are great if you're interested in understanding more skill in that culinary pathway itself. And then health science, we have the last course is the nursing assistant. That course is a partnership between Hortonville High School and Fox Valley Technical College. There is a fee to that course and an application process, but if you're really interested in becoming a nurse, if you're really interested in some other health science pathway career that is working with people, this is a great course to take during high school. So again, here are some additional courses that you can take. We want you to see what is available to you after so that you can make those requests as freshmen or sophomores with those other prerequisites.
Hi, my name is Brandon Radke. I'm one of the 4 members of the Technology Education Department here at Hortonville High School. At our high school, we have 2 different pathways within our department. The first one we tend to refer to as more the trades pathway. The trades pathway will get students exposed to anything from CAD software and 3D modeling to woodworking, construction, electricity, small engines, screen printing, graphic design, and then welding and machining are some of the bigger things there. The first class that students would take within this trades pathway would be the Introduction to Technology course. That Introduction to Technology course is a course where students will get exposed to not only all 4 teachers within the department. They'll rotate through all 4 teachers, but each of the 4 teachers has a different content area to offer. So they'll spend 1 quarter with me doing the metals and welding type stuff. They'll spend a quarter with Miss Breaker working on graphic design and screen printing, another quarter with Mr. Fritz working on woodworking, cabinet that kind of relates to more of your woods and construction area. And then the last section would be with Mr. Meyer, where he will introduce more of the 3D modeling and CAD softwares. As students progress through this side of the program, they have opportunities to get some credit, mostly through Fox Valley Tech, in the metal fabrication and welding technology class, the gas metal arc welding class. If you get all 5 of those credits, you can get yourself a welding certificate over at Fox Valley Tech. Another dual credit opportunity is in the furniture and cabinet making class. You can get 2 credits over in the woods manufacturing program. And then in the past, we've also had dual credit opportunities for the DC Fundamentals, which is an electricity electronics class, as well as the small engine technology class. We've had some affiliation with the Fox Valley Tech with those classes as well. We're working on getting those dual credit partnerships back in place for future school years. The second part of our pathway is what we refer to as the engineering pathway. So for students that are really interested in working with their hands and learning how to build things, they don't mind getting their hands dirty, those types of students would probably really benefit from our trades pathway type classes. Whereas our engineering pathway is probably more geared for students that are interested in solving problems using technology, science, math, things like that. Maybe they like to learn a little bit more about robotics and computer programming. Things like that would probably be more geared for students who like to do that. This pathway, you would start with the Introduction to Engineering and Design course as early as your freshman year. And then you would make your way through the Principles of Engineering, Computer Integrated Manufacturing, and Engineering Design and Development courses. These courses, the majority of them, you have some dual credit opportunities with Milwaukee School of Engineering, or MSOE, depending on how the student does in the class and how the student does with an end of course assessment. However, there are some other technical colleges and universities that have started accepting these credits and allowing students to use them as electives or perhaps substitutes for other classes within engineering programs. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how far this reaches anymore. I've just started to see more of it pop up over the years between Fox Valley Tech, UW Oshkosh, UW Green Bay. So it'd be one of those things where as your student gets closer to like that senior year and they're starting to look at some potential post-secondary options, where I would certainly ask colleges if you can do anything with those credits.
Hi, I'm Terry Seinert, one of the 2 art teachers here at the high school. I'm going to talk to you tonight a little bit about our art program and what we have to offer your soon-to-be freshman student at our high school. So it all starts with Art 1 at the high school. It's open to all freshmen, and Art 1 is a semester-long class and will fulfill 1 semester of the fine art requirement. This same class is offered both first semester or second semester. It provides skill building along with idea developing and understanding of design and how it is used in our world and everything visual. Art 1 will enrich and empower students' art skills while helping to strengthen their understanding of visual design. Understanding and applying visual design will help students in other classes offered here at the high school, such as graphic arts, culinary arts, computer, and web design. Art 1. So in this picture, I have a few examples of some of the early projects done in the semester by former students in Art 1. Just to give you a little idea, we do some other graphic design and computer work in addition to this type of work, that the hand-generated work that you're seeing. If students take Art 1 first semester, second semester they can take an additional art class. So painting, drawing, ceramics, and so forth are classes available to them as an option after first semester and beyond. In the picture here, you're seeing some examples of the Fundamental Drawing 1 class. And here are some painting examples from former students. And we also have fibers, art metals, printmaking. And these are just a few of the class offerings that we have. The art department also offers 3 higher level college credit AP classes. So as your students progress in years, they can take college credit in 2D art, 3D art, or drawing. We also have a competitive art team that's organized through Wisconsin Art Education Association called the Visual Arts Classic, and we compete both at state and regional levels. These are just some of the experiences we offer here at Hortonville High School in the art department. In addition, any of these other classes that are semester long, like art metals, ceramics, and so forth, all would provide the other half of the fine art requirement for high school.
Hi, I'm Greg Fortin, Director of Bands at Hortonville High School and the Music Department Chairman for our school district. I would like to congratulate the music students and the teachers of the middle schools for all their hard work and dedication. Because of the hard work that they've already done, we are able to provide many opportunities for them to grow, have fun, make lifelong friends at many grade levels, and become music ambassadors for our community and the state of Wisconsin. Freshman vocal students are enrolled into a choir called Polar Voices. Here they will sing with students from grades 9 through 12. Their second year in choir, they will have an opportunity to audition for the Arctic Singers to perform advanced vocal selections. Every year, they can audition to be part of the high school musical, show choir, a cappella choir, and many other vocal opportunities. Freshman Band offers the students from Greenville and Hortonville their first opportunity to perform together. They are also part of a 200-plus Hortonville High School Polar Bear Marching Band, which performs for all home football games as well as travels to Washington, D.C. and Hawaii. Starting their sophomore year, students perform in a concert band or audition for a position in the Advanced Wind Ensemble. In addition to these curricular classes, students have over 50 performance opportunities throughout the year, including opening day at the State Fair, the Appleton Christmas Parade, pep band at all home basketball games, jazz festivals, as well as being part of many performing groups such as the Jazz Ensemble, the Brass Ensemble, the Woodwind Ensemble, the Percussion Ensemble, Ukulele Choir, Clarinet Choir, Flute Choir, and many, many more. We encourage every incoming freshman to join our musical family and participate in the many positive life-changing experiences. The places you'll go, the people you'll meet, and the memories you'll make are just around the corner. We hope you'll continue your musical journey throughout high school and beyond.
Hello, I'm Senora Seichter. I'm the World Languages Department Chair at Hortonville High School, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about world languages, specifically Spanish and German, in the high school. Are you interested in any of these careers? Technology, medicine, healthcare, government, business, marketing, law, teaching, armed forces, communications, industry, social services. The list goes on. If you are, continue your study of a world language. Some people think you only need 2 years of a world language. Don't stop there. By now, you've probably been taking Spanish or German for many years. Keep going. You should continue your study of Spanish or German so that you can keep using it. Develop proficiency that you can use for the rest of your life, in your personal life or in your professional life. So what are some of the advantages? Some of the career advantages of taking a world language. Look at the left-hand side here. More and more businesses work closely with companies in other countries, and proficiency in a second language can, make your resume more appealing than other candidates. You can command a higher salary if you know a second language. It can increase your networking skills. You can appeal to global companies. You can increase your career growth opportunities. Bill Gates a few years ago said, "I feel pretty stupid that I don't know any foreign languages." Think about that. On the right-hand side, you see some of the academic advantages. Studying a second language can improve memory and the ability to multitask, improve your skills and grades in math and English, increase your understanding of the world, boost self-confidence and creativity, improve entrance exam scores. You can impress college admissions personnel. One director of admissions said, "The more years in one language, the better. It shows commitment and the desire for proficiency." Okay, Texas Christian University. Depth and mastery are important in the serious study of any discipline. The student who is willing to do more than the minimum is always more appealing. Don't just take 1 or 2 years, but keep going. And as I mentioned earlier, you want to develop proficiency that you can actually use the language as you continue on in life. So now it's time to look at the course map. You want to continue with Spanish or German. What course should you enroll in? If you are in 8th grade Spanish or you are in 8th grade German, you should go into Intermediate Spanish 1 or Intermediate German 1. Again, if you're in 8th grade Spanish or 8th grade German, this is the next logical progression. There are only a few exceptions to that rule, and your teacher or your counselor will talk to you if that is not the appropriate placement for you. And it is really suggested that if you've been taking German, you probably want to continue with German. If you've been taking Spanish, you probably want to continue with Spanish. If you feel like, it's not going so well in the language that you're currently in, perhaps you'd like to start the other language, and that is when you would begin with Novice Spanish 1 or Novice German 1. Again, so next year you'll probably be in one of these two, and then you see the sequence in order. Eventually, if you continue studying, and I hope you do, you might get to CAP 204, okay, or CAP 312, German 304. We offer CAP classes. What does that mean? Look at the right-hand side here. These courses afford students the opportunity to earn college credit while you are here in high school. Basically, you pay tuition at UW-Oshkosh, and you get high school credit and you get college credit. Okay, it really is advantageous. You'll hear more about that in the years to come. So, hopefully you're planning on continuing your language study. If you have questions, please ask your German teacher or Spanish teacher or your counselor.
I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this presentation. Hopefully it helped to answer some questions for you about what high school is like and what courses are needed for your incoming freshmen. If there's any questions that you have, you can reach out to a multitude of people. Certainly checking in with your student's future high school counselor. You can email us or you can give us a phone call at the counseling office. You can also touch base with any of the presenters from this presentation if you have specific questions about their courses. They might be able to answer those more specifically. We look forward to your student coming into the high school. We hope that that is a smooth transition, and if there's anything that we can do, please feel free to reach out.